I finally got a little bit of time to spend with the Harley Super 10 this last week, and there are some things that are going to need some sorting and some figuring out. Having previously bolted things lightly together to see what it was going to look like, I first have to take those parts back off. A quick check for spark indicated that I was getting nothing, so further investigation was in order. Having previously learned that this little black button on the engine case was the kill switch, I was hoping that it was a simple problem with that, and that it could be sorted quickly. But first I had to pull off the crank cover to figure out how it was supposed to work. At some point in the life of the bike, someone had replaced a number of screws with hex head bolts. I'd rather have the originals, but no worries. The kill switch ended up being just a sprung tab of metal. When the black button is depressed, it makes contact somewhere. I'm not sure exactly how this works, but it appears to short the ignition points. The other thing housed on this cover is the clutch adjustment. It can be dialed in or out to set the correct amount of free play for the clutch lever. With the cover off, I still had no spark, so it wasn't just the kill switch and I had to keep looking. Looking at the magneto, the modern wired terminals are further evidence that someone has tried to get this bike running previously. The magneto is essentially a small generator. As the engine spins, it rotates a group of magnets near a coil of copper wire to produce electricity. The Super 10 doesn't have a battery, and instead uses two separate coils on the magneto. One generates power for the headlight, taillight, and horn, and the other generates power for the spark plug and the stop lamp. In order to test the magneto coils, I rigged up a simple circuit with a light bulb and 4 AA batteries in series to give 6 volts, and confirmed that my bulb was good. Then I hooked one lead to one of the coil wires and touched the other to the magneto plate. If the light had come on, it would mean that there was a short to ground, but it didn't, so that was good. Then I hooked the other lead to the other coil wire, and the bulb lit, so I knew the coil didn't have an internal broken wire. Next, with both of my leads hooked up to the wires from the coil and the battery removed from the circuit, I tried spinning the motor. The lamp lit, but weakly, so the magneto was producing some electricity, but apparently not enough. After some more head scratching and a conversation with someone who knows a lot more about these things than I do, the suspected issue is that the magnets on the rotor have weakened over the years. Lucky for me, the individual I spoke to has a means to test and recharge the magnets if they do prove weak. So it was off with the magneto and the rotor. The magneto is held on by 4 screws that fit through slotted holes. This allows the entire unit to rotate, which provides a means to adjust ignition timing. So it was just a matter of removing those screws and working the magneto plate loose. It required some gentle taps with a hammer before it would wiggle free. And then a puller was used to get the rotor off the crankshaft. So now, the rotor's in the mail, and hopefully it'll be back before long and give me spark. In the meantime, I've learned about some additional tests I can run, and I'll keep learning about the Super 10. Thanks for watching.